My first and so far I think the only training I've had with ACME was in December 2020, and it was a short course on investigative journalism in Jinja. My biggest takeaway from the ACME trainings has been the art of pitching. There's a lot that was taught in that training, but my biggest take home was the pitching, how to pitch, the template that they shared. It's been life-changing for me. It was such a game changer for me since 2020. Before learning about the pitching, I was looking to find a way that I could advance my career from just being a photographer to making it practical, to having photos that were more than just beautiful photos. I was trying to find a way of merging photos and journalism, how to make photos actually be a real arm of journalism, and that was the thing that was missing for me, and that's the bridge that the training brought for me. But how has the pitching then helped me since then? I think from the onset of the training, immediately after I pitched to ACME and I got my first grant, that was about 1.8 million. And thereafter, I continued using the same technique and the same template from ACME to pitch. And between 2020 December and now, which is 2022 February, I think I've done over 5 grants and about 3 or 4 awards. But it all came from learning how to pitch in the training. I think the opportunities had always been there, but how to access them was a problem, or even if I could access them, how to get through the door was the problem. So the game changer for me was learning how to pitch through the investigative journalism training with ACME. The moment I mastered that, the way ACME teaches pitching and the template that they give you is almost like a magic wand. It just works every time, and I keep telling people, especially the people that attend the training and also fellow photographers, to think about taking on the training with ACME, especially the pitching sessions, because they are really game-changing. There is no grant or proposal that I've had to apply for or to be part of that asked anything that was outside the template that was provided during the training with ACME. So it's very elaborative, and my biggest take home and game changer with the ACME training has been learning how to pitch. Definitely, I think it's important to them because photojournalism in Uganda has started being recognized, yes, but I think we're still such a young industry that for now we're still very one-dimensional. Why it's important to go outside the bracket, because for example, most of my colleagues in the photography industry will definitely run for a photography training or a photography talk, which is very good. But why I think they need to go out of the box and look out for other trainings in journalism is because they open your mind to the world, to social issues at a broader level, at a national and global level. They widen your scope of thinking about stories. And as your scope widens, you also start learning how to make bigger global issues. How do you turn them into community issues? Because as photographers, most of us are telling stories from our communities. So you're in your community somewhere in Gayaza and you're taking pictures of what is happening there. What the trainings at ACME will do is teach you how to make global issues matter to Gayaza, but also matter to Uganda, and then matter to the rest of the world. And that is what pitching is all about. So once you learn the art of pitching, the way ACME teaches it is that you are able to make issues in your local community relevant to an audience that is beyond you, that is beyond your Facebook and your Instagram followership. It helps you package issues, local issues, in a way that gets the attention at a national level and a global level. That's what I would say. I think I would love to encourage my fellow photographers, especially those that are into documentary and photojournalism, to please just break the box. Put your applications in for the trainings. For example, when I applied for the ACME training, it was actually not looking for photographers at the time. It was looking for real journalists attached to either media house, publication, or a broadcasting media house. And you had to have an editor, and I was a freelance documentary photographer. But then what caught my attention was that this was an investigative journalism training, and I was, as a documentary photographer, investigation and documentary are quite close. And because I was looking to widen my knowledge and scope in the art of storytelling as a person who documents social issues, I thought it was important. And when I went there and I learned how to pitch, my career has literally skyrocketed, because you have to attend the training and go through the experience to understand what it does to you mentally, how it makes you think of issues, and how it makes you confident to approach editors. Because since then, I have not written a single pitch that has not been approved. Every pitch I've written between December 2020 throughout 2021 up to now has been approved. Sometimes I just have to let certain opportunities go because you can't do everything at once. So I would encourage, if you're a photographer out there and you're into documentary or photojournalism, or even just photography, because I think even if you're wedding photographer, yeah, but I just think everyone needs to understand how to pitch, and I have not found a better place yet in Uganda that dissects pitching the way ACME does. But also, I would also love to talk to my colleagues, the ones that have attended ACME trainings before, because I think usually I'm the only photographer there, but the other journalists in the mainstream media, we also have trainings this side of photography that they can attend. The Uganda Press Photo Award does really good trainings in photography. So you find that most of our friends in the mainstream media know how to write, but then the photography is lacking. So I think it would be nice to have people cross over. The journalists, the other side, you could cross over and attend some of our trainings in photography. And photographers, please take advantage of the trainings that are available for journalists. Thank you.